I forgot what was the name of that. Like the preliminaries.
Yeah,
Like
okay.
when the competition league has like 10 people, but in reality it's like hundreds. So
Right.
athletes for one thing.
Yeah, I exactly missed like every float from. Well, then I would have seen Mexico. I missed from P and onwards. I don't know what I was doing when Mexico came out.
Whether in the boat show
Yeah, the
or
boat show.
oh, apparently it got memed because we got covered by one of the smoke screens.
Oh lol.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
people start to spam that Monster Inc. meme of Mike Wazowski being covered
Yeah.
by the logo.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
great.
it's
It's fucking.
lamentable.
It's pretty crazy how like some countries take up a full one of those tourist boats, and then you had stuff like Barbados, and they get like this little dinghy just for themselves. There's like 8 people. Yeah, it was a great ceremony though. The Gojira show and fucking Celine Dion at the end. It's pretty incredible. Yeah. Well, we're live, so welcome to the show where we talk about the 2024 Paris Olympics. Um,
Finally,
Finally. Yeah, it's been 100 years since it was in France.
actually, huh.
I think so.
100 years too early, man.
Put it somewhere cool next time. They did a great job with the opening ceremony. Anyway, my name is Panic, and I'm joined here today by C5 and Collapsed Block, and we're gonna be reviewing doing some preliminary impressions of the 2024 summer season of anime. Kind of a spoiler alert, I guess. It's kind of not. I'm not super impressed by it. By this season, there isn't a lot.
I am well. On
I'm
one
whelmed.
hand, I there is these weird. There are like 5 shows that has like great production values, but
Yeah,
just the content itself is just mediocre for most of them.
it's like I'm watching very few shows, but the ones I am watching look fantastic.
Yeah, randomly, like everything is just really well produced this season. I don't know why.
Yeah, like I just came off of watching the show Shimin thing as like
The fake
like
Yoka.
the fake Hyoka by the Hyoka writer, I think. So
Yes.
it's so stupid. But it's like, this looks like $1,000,000. What studio is it? Lapin Track? It's like, what did they make? Oh, basically nothing. Awesome. The fucking Shaft is back on their shit. Full force. It's great. So should we just get right into it?
Yeah, let's go.
First show on the list. Why are my hotkeys not working? God fucking damn it. Oh. Here it is. Best Girl Kana. It's Oshi no Ko second season.
Oshi no goat.
Oshi no Goat. I have not started this yet.
Fuck.
Because I get kind of keeping up with the manga a little bit has kind of made me not love this series as much. I don't think the manga is very good. But
I
then,
heard the memes were pretty good.
lots of memes, and that's when I picked it up, is when it got really, like, when it got spicy, and then it stopped being spicy, and now it's just, like, fistline. It's like, it's mid as fuck, bro.
I heard this arc is considered the best though, and I've been enjoying it so far at least.
The
Oh my
one
god,
that's,
is this really the best one?
like, in the anime?
Yeah,
No, but like in the manga?
Oh, I don't know. I'm not familiar with the content that's being adapted now. Like I watched season 1 and then I picked it up when it got all.
It's the stage play arc.
Mm.
Where like so like Aqua Kane got recruited for a stage play of some manga, and then the author has a gamer moment and tells people to kill themselves because they think they completely shadow over her work.
Wait, who has a gamer moment?
the manga
author.
author.
The Aka self-insert. Who are we kidding?
Oh, great. I mean, I will get around to it because I'm seeing clips of it, and it's like, yeah, the anime is just way better than the manga. This is like one of the rare occasions
Wait, so
where I think
I
the
want to
anime is actually
clarify.
better.
Did you literally watch like season 1 and then skip to like the most recent stuff?
Yes.
Oh my god.
Like you skip to chapter 136, I think it was, when they went to Alabama, I guess.
What?
This is the worst case of morbid curiosity I've seen in a while.
Yeah, I mean, I've honestly in a lot of rom-coms and stuff like that, I kind of just do that. It's like with Komi-san or whatever. I kind of skipped just like 100 chapters, and I was like, oh yeah, it's gone nowhere. Great, awesome. I didn't miss anything. I could just stop. I could just disregard this series. But yeah, I will watch this though. It's like I'll do anything for Kana. She's perfect. She's the perfect
Yeah.
girl. Like I look at
Kind of fuck.
the the red of her hair and eyes is just flawless. It's the best case of like anime redhead.
I'm glad we can all agree that she's the best girl in the show.
I don't. Who would disagree?
A lot of people like Akane more.
Eh.
I guess she's harder, I guess.
It's cool that she
Well,
can 100% emulate their mom. That can get freaky quick.
Yeah, that's definitely someone's thing. So, yeah.
That's the thing she can do. That'll awaken something in him.
So, are you caught up, C5?
Yeah, I'm
The
caught up
four
to this.
episode?
Yeah.
I'm not the biggest fan of season 1. I think it can be a really cringe show sometimes. But well, the first 2 episodes did nothing to change my mind about it. But I guess it is the last 2 episodes, the one with the mangaka fighting and the recent one were more fun to watch, I guess.
Yeah, so basically to like set up this season, the whole premise is that there's like a stage play adaptation of a manga called Tokyo Blade. It's basically just like
Tokyo
Hell's
Revengers.
Paradise.
Oh.
It's like Hell's Paradise, like Demon Slayer type of setting and characters. And
Okay.
the mangaka is like incredibly like paranoid about the adaptation and just wants to write the script themselves. So like the whole conflict is about satisfying the author while also making sure it works well for a stage play, and obviously that's not the same thing as a manga.
Creative differences and finding the right compromises and stuff like that.
Yeah, and
Yeah,
Wow, that's reminded me of something. Where else did they do that? Was that Shirobako or something?
and no, I think it was Shirobako. Well, Shirobako does touch it, but like in a different way.
Right.
Where like the author says that, oh, I don't want that, so fuck you, when they were already working on anime original content, and
Right.
they have this conflict of trying to convince him.
Mm-hmm.
There was also a Garlish number where the author like knew they were ruining his work, but he was just too shy to do anything about it. And here is the, like, I guess opposite of that, where the mangaka just completely flips off everyone else.
Right. I mean,
yeah, and
oh, sorry.
okay, no worries. I was just gonna say that they kind of tried to show that like the main reason why the mangaka and like the script writers having conflict is because the mangaka's instructions to like improve it were just kind of like watered down by like 10 different like PR people. So like she would try to send an email saying, "Okay, do this," and then like it would go through like 10 people and get changed to sound less like aggravated over and over. So the scriptwriter just gets a completely like warped version of what the mangaka actually wants. So it just keeps getting worse and worse. And then she just turns up to the set and is like, "Rewrite it all. You can't do this."
Yeah, like the whole thing is like, so the mangaka is like shy and, well, just like any other mangaka actually, where like they don't know how to communicate, so the scriptwriter of the play just get the corporate PR technobabble version of it.
All right. mean, that
And
does.
like I will say this at least neat how they also got into theater, but like yeah, I'm just not enjoying it a lot until recently.
Right. Well, I mean, I will get to it eventually. Because the anime does look incredible. Like, visually, it's very pretty.
Yeah, I like the opening and ending song as well, but some people don't. So we'll see what you think.
I haven't actually heard those.
I like the designs, I guess, but I don't know. Some scenes have left a lot to be desired visually wise for me, but it's fine. It's better than most seasonals.
Yeah, definitely for me at least. Obviously, I like this show more than Block, clearly, but it's probably one of the few things this season that has like good visuals. But I'm actually interested in what's going on because I'd say a lot of the season is kind of great visuals, but just okay content, as you guys said.
Right. So should we move on to another show with great visuals and okay content?
Oh no!
Sure.
I don't remember. I forget the full title, but it's like Roshi Dairy. That's the short one. Something something Alia, the Russian girl, is not honest with her feelings or something.
Just call it Russian Girl.
Russian feet girl feet show. What a banger of a first episode, though. I mean, that's how you ensnare every single pervert on Twitter into watching this show.
Alia, my wife.
Hell yeah! It's like the detail going into removing sock, fondling feet, putting sock back on. It was art. Art, I tell you.
It's they are not dating for contrived reasons. I hate that the guy knows that she likes him, but he just doesn't act on it.
I think
lame.
I think that's hilarious. It's kind of like a Kaguya kind of thing where he knows, but he kind of wants her to be honest. Not also at this point, if he told her now that he speaks Russian, she would explode.
Yeah.
Jesus, you understood all of that? But they do kind of a neat bait and switch, where we know he speaks Russian because he had a childhood friend, Russian girl.
Oh, I wonder who that childhood friend is!
Well, it's not her, it's her sister.
But I thought he knew Russian because he played CS:GO for 1,000 hours. That's what the memes told me.
Well, that only teaches you like 10 words or something. Rudimentary Russian. How to curse someone's entire family. No, I think we're supposed to take away that his childhood friend was Masha, the sister.
Nah.
And that's why Alia isn't connecting the dots. Like, wouldn't she know his name? They moved back to Russia for a bit and then came back to Japan.
I mean, this type of backstory is not uncommon. Where like,
No, it's not.
It's a childhood friend I knew, but I just forgot her name.
Yeah, but at this point, it's like, Jesus Christ, you gotta be able to put this together. But yeah, I think because the childhood friend also had a different hair color. I think it's the same as the sister, Masha. Anyway.
This is kind of a deep cut, but do you guys remember that seasonal from like a few years back called like a Kebi Sailor Uniform?
Yeah.
I remember. I didn't see it, but I remember weird clips.
Is the foot thing is the foot thing as bad as that?
What?
No.
No, absolutely not.
No.
I just had to know.
This is like more overtly horny. It's not like we're in Akibi's sailor uniform. It's like, I don't think we're supposed to think of it as horny. They're just like sniffing the clippers.
Akibi was very interesting. Like, I just have to talk about it without sounding like a massive creep lord. But like, it tries to encapsulate the beauty of feminine puberty, I guess. But that also sounds really creepy.
And she's sniffing the clippers and stuff like that, but it doesn't.
Yeah.
But it doesn't look like she's supposed to be like getting off on it. She's just like curious, I guess.
Yeah.
Where this is very clearly her noticing that he's flustered and then being like, "Remove my sock, peasant. Bring me a clean sock." And
Also, for what it's worth, it was just one scene. That one scene. Otherwise, the rest is just regular fan service. Oh shit! I flashed this to really revealing blues. What am I going to do?
I guess it's also very Kaguya in the way that like she does these things to try and fluster him, and it all everything ends up backfiring. Like when they like in the picture they're shopping for clothes, and she's like, "I'll put this on," and he'll think I'm so cute he'll be lost for words, and then he just compliments her, and she's like, "Wait, what? Wait a minute, that's not supposed to happen," and she ends up being the one who loses. It's a fun relationship.
Yeah, like in general, this rom-com is generic, I guess, but like I like what it's doing with the characters. It's
lest we forget the sister.
Oh, the sister.
That is literally all I've seen on Twitter. That sister everywhere.
People love
Sister
the
was
sister.
really fun. Come on.
The sister is such a shitter, and you can tell even before you know she's the sister, because she's just sitting at the table side-eyeing people like a gremlin, and you find out that they're like keeping, for some reason, they're keeping it a secret that they're related.
So weird.
Even though, like, that first scene where she opens the door and they do that little dance in front of each other, immediately, if I was Alia, I would know that they're related. The only siblings act that way in front of each other. Instead, she's like, "Oh no, she's going for my man." What do you mean she was in his bed? I was like, she doesn't even consider the possibility.
I like how all the girls are pretty hot.
Yeah, they're all very cute.
I'm not hating it. I watch this because the girls are
Yeah,
hot.
you watch this for cute girls. One being one being a shitter, one being like a overly self-conscious dere who speaks somewhat okay Russian, supposedly. Like Sorrow is the Russian expert being Russian, and he says it's all right.
From the first episode, Cap said also that he understood almost nothing of what she said.
Right. Yeah, I mean, unless you get someone who actually speaks Russian.
Apparently, the dub was better with that one, like getting like a Russian actor.
It sounded like in the dub they got someone who speaks Russian. They also do a cute flip where when the sister wakes him up, she goes, "Good morning, my brother," in English, but in the English dub she says it in Japanese instead, so they do a flip, which is fun.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
Makes me kind of want to check out the dub if the main character guy didn't just sound like every fucking... God, I hate male dub actors because they all sound exactly like
Honestly,
this guy.
If it wasn't for the sister being so over the top, I would also think that she sounds very generic.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't seen a single dub to completion besides Fullmetal Alchemist, but I feel like I've heard her voice like 50 times.
I mean, dubs used to be good, and now they're like the good dub are few and far between.
I mean, people are saying that it has been growing in quality and size, but like, it's just not my thing yet.
Yeah, me neither. Unless it's I will consider it for a rewatch of something, because then I can do something else without having to read the subtitle. So like, I already know what's happening. I just want to hear it move along. I don't want to be reading all the time, but it's usually better just sub.
Last dub I enjoyed was probably like Cyberpunk Edge Runners, and that had like Giancarlo Esposito in it. So there you go.
Yeah, that could be fun as a dub. Sometime. Yeah, I would consider that. Anyway, moving right along, show of the season of the decade. It's Shikanoko Noko Koshi-Tantan.
Amazing, everyone's favorite comedy.
Pop Team Epic Season 3.
Oh, it was everyone's favorite comedy until it actually aired.
Really?
Wait, you haven't seen it?
No, wait. Did you say it was your favorite comedy until it aired?
No, everyone's.
Oh. I mean, I have seen it. I'm keeping up with this. It's
Like, it's obvious from the reactions that it's just not landing it from
Yeah.
the get-go.
It's. I mean, I can see it being divisive. It's very
It's
lol random.
its marketing was a bit too aggressive on that, and
But that song is a fucking
ex-
bop, though. I mean,
yeah, like people expected this banger of a shitpost legendary tier like Pop Team Epic, but like on the grand scheme of things, this is just like a slapstick comedy, which
yeah,
would fit better probably in the mid 2000s, but it's regardless just an fine comedy, probably just mediocre.
it does feel like old in a way. It's like this is old style, just non sequitur.
Yeah, like for
Weird.
example, I remember my bride is a mermaid, which is exactly about that. Some dude just encounters a mermaid, and it's just a slapstick humor like this, but that one was much better.
Yeah.
Deer here, it drags its jokes way too much.
A little bit.
It really loves the like live action real ass deers. Like,
Yeah.
it just throws them in every scene, and I'm like, okay, you're there.
Just weird, bad CGI deer. And
I mean,
then-
I kind of like that they didn't address them until like episode 3, but yeah.
I do like that they go all in on the deers.
Oh yeah, I've only seen the first 2 episodes, and it's like decently fun enough. I don't think it's like bad or anything, but it's not going to be like the best comedy of all time.
No, because it also kind of tries to have a bit of a plot, I guess. It's like
Does it?
Little bit. Like you have what's her name? Koshitan, who's like the student council president or whatever, but she has the past as a delinquent that she's trying to hide. And her sister is obsessed with her and is very jealous of Shika Noko, and trying to separate them. Gets all murderers. Like they have that whole quiz thing where they just ask like 9,000 questions about her private life. They just completely destroy her privacy. And then they fight. And it is hilarious. They do deer puns in the subtitles as well. Arrivederci. I don't know. I'm enjoying it. I think it's fun.
I think some of the gags land, some of them don't, but it's not like one of those where I'm gonna think, oh, this is not completely boring. So I'll keep going with it. It's fun enough.
Yeah, I think episode 3 kind of solidified that, yeah, this is just not going to stick it a lot in the long run. Like, I feel it could be just a bit better directed and it would be considerably better.
Yeah. It's all very, like, out-of-pocket scenarios and just weird ideas.
Yeah, it's kind of funny how all the shit posts that they prepare from the marketing are like just one-off gag that you kind of forget about it 5 seconds later.
They show you how to make deer crackers.
And we have pretty much seen everything else already. Like everything that they showed in the marketing, we have already seen.
Yeah, like she actually tries to bribe Koshtan with like 1,000,000 deer crackers, not realizing that they're not tasty to anyone but deer. They do a little montage showing how they're made, like real life footage of how to make deer crackers. Yeah, I think it's all right. I mean, I understand people being mad that something is not mad, but like off put by the very funny on purpose, like forcing the humor kind of thing. But I don't mind that too much. I think it's innocuous enough.
Yeah.
And the OP is still a fucking banger. Most recently, I saw it remixed with some Andrew WK stuff, and it's perfect. It goes with everything. It's wonderful.
I see so many edits of the OP, and it's like the first 10 seconds are just like always stuck in your head, and it's like, oh my god,
because it's
stop
like
saying noko noko noko.
It's like the singing over just the drums, and it's such a catchy beat. and it goes with everything.
Pretty much.
All right. You know what doesn't go with everything? Harley Quinn.
Oh god.
It's what are we? Some kind of isekai Suicide Squad?
I hate it.
It's interesting.
Are you
Is
caught
it
up?
No, not at all. Because it started like way earlier, so there's like 7 episodes out.
Yes.
Yeah, I've seen the first 2, and I
Oh.
don't know if I'm watching more because it's. I mean, I don't hate it. I do have a. I do always end up kind of liking Suicide Squad stuff. Not the first movie; that one sucked balls. But the James Gunn one was great. Peacemaker was great. The animated Harley Quinn show on, I forget the network. Doesn't matter. There's 3 seasons of it. That one is also good. Now, in common for all these things, except Peacemaker, is that King Shark is in it. And King Shark is fucking awesome. I love King Shark. He's the best part of everything he's in. But, like, I don't hate it so far. I do hate how it looks. I can't place it, but it's like Uncanny Valley, but for animation. It's trying to look like anime. I think Wit Studio is working on it. But
Yeah, they are.
But it also looks too Western. It's like it ends up looking like Invincible in a lot of scenes. Like it's like it's 70-80% there. It's so close, but they have to adhere to the comic book designs and stuff like that, and it just ends up looking not quite right. They do some weird, like, almost looks like frame interpolation in the animation. Almost looks like it's AI generated some of the times. It's off-putting to look at, and I don't like it.
You know, this anime hasn't done that well when you haven't seen like a billion like anime Harley PFPs everywhere.
Yeah, well, that's because they keep going with her new design, the one from the Suicide Squad movies, where it's the more it's like the bratty Harley Quinn with the bleached twin tails and stuff like that. I feel like that design is kind of they need to think of something new. Just make her go back to the old one, her like actual Harlequin outfit. Why not? It's her name. Why not let her have a hammer and the fun suit? Instead, it's baseball bats, and luckily they're in a setting where every wand is a baseball bat.
So you said that you're not sure if you're watching more.
Yeah, I mean, I am gonna watch more. I don't know if I'm gonna finish it.
Yeah, like so. I think the first episode was it didn't had a lot going on with. At least it looked pretty good. There was one action,
Are you saying it gets worse?
and yes.
I
So like
don't imagine.
they get isekai on the first episode, right?
Yes. Amanda Waller uses some kind of metahuman to force open. It's like, why is it always Amanda Waller, and why is she always a fucking idiot? She's supposed to be the boss of this huge intelligence agency, and she's the least competent person in the world. She always fucks everything up. It's like, oh, we've opened a portal into another world. Now, these 5 psychopaths go in a chopper, and we need you to, like, take over parts of this fantasy floating island place.
That was a surreal change because it kind of just happens. I was like, wait, is this a place on Earth or what? I didn't notice when
It's like,
they made the.
what? How are a shark, a lady with a bat, a guy who shoots good, and I forget what the 2 others do, a Clayface who's just a weird actor. Who's the last one? Clayface?
Who's the one that is just excited about?
Peacemaker. Peacemaker is there too. It's like, how are these 5 idiots gonna accomplish anything you want them to do? I guess that's the entire problem with the Suicide Squad as a concept. Like, we need these lunatics in case Superman goes crazy. Like, what are they gonna do?
Yeah, the only thing I like it was that one guy that is way too into the whole isekai thing. But other than that, I just
Oh,
don't care.
that's Clayface, because he
And like in
becomes like
terms,
an Earth mage kind of. He gets like magic powers.
yeah, and like the rest is just it feels just like any other isekai. Like the second and third episode were like I feel like well, the second episode was the Prison Break,
Yes.
or yeah, okay, it was on the third episode forward. Like after that, it just feels like any other isekai I have ever seen. Like on the third episode, they have this audience with the queen, and like they're like, "Oh, you are so disrespectful," and like, "Why do you behave like that?" And she also sent them on a mission for their own. Like Harley Quinn does this negotiation of like, "Oh, we can do something for you because you saw how OP we are and shit." They were also hinting at a future plotline where the princess is identical to Harley Quinn, so
Yes.
it's obvious they will eventually swap places.
Notice that right away, is that the princess looks
Yeah,
exactly like Harley Quinn.
like I'm just not interested in anything that presented after the first two episodes.
I mean, I guess that's
So I
kind
just
of the entire like concept of it, is that they're sent into generic isekai world, and that's kind of the joke, I guess.
yeah, I think I dropped it in episode 5, and it was just like have a nice action scene, and the rest is just
Is
isekai
is
schlock.
that the action scene where she's like running fast over some planes?
I forgot. But at least every episode has at least one good
Right.
looking scene.
Because I saw that clip recently on Twitter. People going like, "Oh man, it conveys motion so well," and I'm just looking at it like, this looks like dog shit. It looks
Oh my
horrible. It looks like the animation in the OP for. This is a deep cut. Master of
they
Ragnarok and Einherjar or whatever. It's some stupid isekai from a couple years ago, and its OP looked like ass.
Yeah, they do the usual thing of just having good animation for like one action scene, the rest be damned.
And I think this scene I'm talking about was supposed to be the nice action scene of the episode, but it's like, it looks fucking terrible. Yeah, I'm gonna keep going for a bit. If the quality of the animation just drops off a cliff, then that's what I'm calling it, I think. All right, moving right along to the first. It's a reverse isekai. It's Elf-san wa Yaserarenai. It's Dumbbells, but with extra species characters. How heavy the dumbbell?
God.
It's so main character, I forget his name, is like a dietitian, like a physician kind of person. And he gets a client who is obese and wants to lose weight, and it turns out she's an elf. She wants to lose weight because her magic doesn't work when she's fat. So she can't go back to elf land. She got here through a portal, and then she found out about French fries, and then she got heavily obese. So basically, many such cases. As you'll find out throughout this show, there's many such cases. So basically, the plot resolves in episode 1. Like, she goes on a diet and she goes home. Then 5 minutes later, it's like some days pass in the show. She's back again. Like, he sees her at a restaurant and she's just all the way back to being super overweight and munching on fries. And it's like revealed that they can just go back and forth as much as they want. Doesn't matter. Like, she just had to go back for a bit, and now she's here again, and now she can't go back again because she's fat again. So it's just about teaching, like, it's like food and diet advice disguised as this weird half itchy, like half. It's uncensored. Like they show nipples and
Yeah,
stuff like that.
I didn't expect it to be that edgy. Like,
No,
you have Dumble that just like does these close-ups and shots of her
yeah,
tits,
like
and like, yeah, I
they'll
can
do
buy-
some like
and yeah, but then here on the first it's like, oh, I will take off my. Like, can you remove your shit? And
oh
they're
yeah,
just showing bird
bare
titties, I guess.
tits. Yeah. Yeah, Dumbbells is first of all made by Doga Kobo, so it looks great. And they do
Wait,
like
is it the same author?
I don't think it's the same author, is it?
Oh, yeah, no, forget it. I just thought because you were comparing it again with
No,
I
no,
was
no.
the- oh, yeah,
I'm just comparing it because like in terms of content,
yeah, it's
they're
similar. Yeah.
It's a similar thing where like you're there for the cute girls and like glamorous shots of like
Obese girls.
some of them obese, like some people like thick women, and then you have the dark elf who is not like obese, but her ass is gigantic. Like that's her thing. Is that her ass is too big, so she needs to lose weight on her ass.
This sounds so bad.
And then there's a plant woman who gets taught like what to eat so that her plant is thriving. There's a bunch there's gonna be an ogre at some point. There's like a dog woman. All these different like fantasy species all have some health issue thing that the main guy helps them with. It is not a romance in any way. Like it's not like he's trying to date any of them or they're trying to date him. The only one who's hitting on him is his boss. So that's problematic in its own way. It's
Yeah, like I will be honest. If the girls were my type, I wouldn't have an issue with the show.
What, you don't like fat ass dark elves?
Not that fat.
It is quite fat.
Yeah, I'm good.
It's also not animated in a very flattering
Oh yeah,
way.
it looks like shit. Come on.
The show is ugly, and what is supposed to be like the money shot where like her pants tear and you see her ass is like it doesn't look good. The manga is way better. Honestly, it's like it's drawn way nicer. This is slop. It's not good. Don't watch it. I might drop it. Even though I think the manga finished. I think it ended. Yeah, it did. It was okay. It was drawn way better than this, though. All right. Speaking of well-drawn things, we have new Monogatari. Monogatari is back.
Fuck.
Finally, we can talk about something good.
Fucking finally some good fucking food. It's back. Shaft is back. After a bunch of questionable output for a couple of years and all their staff leaving, they're back and they're making Monogatari and it looks fantastic and it's great and I love it and I'm so happy it's back. How about you guys?
Are you caught up, Panic?
I caught out?
Are you caught up?
Oh, no. I am.
Oh.
I watched 2 episodes.
I am caught up.
Oh, but you have seen Monogatari.
Oh yes. I've seen everything else.
I don't know why I felt that you have never seen it.
It's because I'm a big dumb dummy and I don't understand it. It's like I don't feel like confident talking too much about new Monogatari because I'm like, is it good? I don't know. I like the pretty pictures and the good voice acting.
I think the directing was like my biggest worry because I was like, Shaft's recent stuff has not looked that inspiring, but
no.
this is incredibly well directed. So like all my worries are gone.
Like I was rewatching the whole series beforehand, and I do think this show is actually a glow up.
Yeah, you think this is better,
Or maybe
right?
maybe it's just the type of content because this is off season, which is so there's more Monogatari because Nisha needs to keep the money coming in.
Yeah,
But the main story is officially over,
right,
and there's no more Araragi saving girls.
right.
And they probably have more leeway to have more, wacky shenanigans happening instead of traumatized girls trying to fix their lives.
Yeah. Yeah, now it's just Ononoki variety
Yeah, so
hour going around.
yapping and going hunting with the Tsukihi.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, even though it's off season, the content of like the arcs themselves so far have like been really good. I think like Skihi is a character that while I liked her before, she didn't really get that much focus.
No.
So even if it was just like a one episode arc, it was like nice to see her get a lot of focus for that. And then of course like they brought back like fan favorites already, like Kamaru and Hachikuji and stuff, and it's just been like a nice return to form, I'd say overall.
It's
Yeah,
been very enjoyable.
Yeah, I think, like, for example, with Tsukihi's, like, the whole thing is that she is just a normal girl, and her main role in the story was how she was meant to be kept away from all that. So it was fun to see how the first episode is essentially just a kid playing her fantasies. So it's fun.
She got to be a magical girl.
And the current arc with Nadeko is also great.
It's a fun idea.
Although, I have to say, guys, what do you think of Nadeko's haircut?
I'm not a fan of it.
The new one, it sucks.
Dog
Yeah.
shit! It's so bad!
It's Garbaggio.
I hate it so much, especially because in this arc she brings this past version of herself, and I'm like, oh fuck, Nadeko when she had a good design.
Yeah, it is a bit sad that like every single past like apparition Nadeko looks better than current Nadeko, but oh well.
And yeah, the current Nadeko arc has been really fun. I think it's like, okay, again, the main story is over, but I like that they are still picking up where she left.
Mhm.
Or like, because in the main story, so she was a god for 6 months. No, I think it was more like 2 months or something. So she had to stop going to school. Her parents didn't know where she was. So after that, she was just unable to pick herself back up.
Yeah.
So this arc is like continuation of her story, even if it isn't the main story, and it's nice to have that
Mm-hmm.
to give closure to her character.
Yeah. I mean, I am curious to continue it. It's wonderful that it's back. In some ways, I mean, it's been a long time since I watched the first mini seasons, but I feel like this looks as good, if not better. Like visually,
Yeah,
it
definitely.
looks fantastic.
I could not have asked for anything better than
Like,
this, so
it's-
like I'm ecstatic, I guess.
I think it's in some ways it's clear that it's new staff working on it, but I don't think that's bad. It's very nice.
Yeah, as long as they can like recreate the feel that the past seasons gave and more, and
Yeah,
which they have done, so
which they
I
have.
can't complain.
They fucking nailed it. The voices are good. It's like the shot composition is wonderful. I think it's very funny, like the setup for the Nadeko arc, like the 10,000 hours to be an expert at something. Well, you only have a year. It takes 10,000 hours. If you have to live a life, that's 3 years. So how do you do it in 1 year? Well, you just make copies of yourself. Surely nothing bad can come of this. Said Ononoki, the living corpse doll.
Simply just ignore the fact that they are past versions of you that think you're like completely useless and will definitely not help you at all. But great idea. Just bring back a god into the
Fucking
world.
knew it would be something like that. It was like, oh, we're also gonna make the god version of you. Yeah, that's not gonna backfire in any way. Yeah.
Oh, wait, what did you guys thought of Sodachi coming back?
I thought it was pretty cool because like we get to see her like talk
Yes.
to Nadeko about like how she's developed as a person and like how she views like Nadeko's like current situation compared to how she is right now. So you kind of get to see her give advice, but it's kind of like introspective at the same time for her character. So you get like a bit of a mixed bag of, well, this is what Sadachi was like previously, and this is what she sees in herself now and what she sees in Nadeko, and it's kind of like cool to see how she's changed from like the last time we saw her in like I think it was a Wari Monogatari. I can't remember if she was
Yeah.
in Zoku.
It
But
was
yeah.
boring. It's funny because I didn't know she was Sadachi at first because she looks like a 40-year-old with that haircut.
Yeah, I literally saw the screenshot of her on Twitter and I was like, is this a new character? I can't wait to see the new hair. And then it was Sadachi and I was like, what?
Wow, new Monogatari with new characters? What a concept. No, wait.
But yeah, like every character they brought back, it's felt pretty like natural at least. It hasn't just felt like, oh, this is for fan service and they don't fit in the story whatsoever. Like they've kept out the characters that don't fit the arcs, so I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's probably one of my favorites so far of the season. Surprise.
Yeah, Surprise might just be easily the best show of the season.
I think it's commendable that it's probably the multiple season series that has the strongest like pedigree and most to live up to. There's like so many different seasons over many years, all beloved, and to come back and nail it is it's honestly impressive.
Oh, by the way, what do you guys think of the new OP, the Nadek OP?
It's good. I like it.
It's really fun.
I'm just glad that it's the OP and we don't have to mention what the ED is at all. Can move on.
I don't think I've heard it. Is it in episode 2?
I think it's on episode 3.
Yeah, it's episode 3. So
I haven't heard it. No. And people are mad because the ED is Yoasobi.
Yoasobi.
Yeah, it is. Sadly, I skip it every time.
For some reason, everybody has just agreed to hate them.
Well, man, I don't know.
I linked the OP on the chat, Renek.
Okay. I mean, I don't mind the ED. I don't know. I don't understand the Yao's.
It's fine, I guess. But yeah, it's exaggerated. People are like, oh, I'm going to kill myself now!
Yeah.
I mean, we could have got Clarice again. I would have wanted Clarice again. But, oh well.
Also, I guess people just want to keep the tradition of the VAs being the singers.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that too. So that's why I was really glad it was not the OP.
Yeah. For a long time, I was wondering if they even got Hanankana to come back for Nadeko. Because I'm like,
I mean, they have to.
Like, it is her, but it's like I was wondering, like, is that her? She sounded very different. I don't know why. I was like,
and she's just a very different person, I guess. Like,
I guess.
She doesn't have like that overly sadistic voice or the overly cute voice anymore, so she sounds like quite different, I guess, because of the character Nadeko is now compared to how she is throughout the show before.
Right.
Also, listening to the OP reminded me of a nice circulation, which reminded me the OST is one of the main things that have been popping in this season.
Oh yeah, there's so many good
they have for nice circulation in the background.
Yeah, right. That was it, right?
Yeah, and it's just a fun background.
Like they keep like the drums and the bass line going in the background, and you're like, wait a minute.
They were cooking, yeah.
Yeah, it is just a very poppy soundtrack now, which fits the more casual season.
Yeah, that's nice. I like that. You know what I also like? Mysteries.
No.
Shoshimin series, aka Yoka Season 2. Except not.
Yoka, fuck.
What if you wrote a series of books about a high school student who's very good at solving and deducing mysteries, and it got an anime adaptation that people love, and then you stopped writing those books for some reason, and then you started writing books about a high school student who's very good at solving mysteries and deducing logical conclusions, but it's different characters than before.
Characters that have nowhere near the charisma of the original.
What a fucking hack! Just write the next Yoka book, you asshole! Why this?
Honestly, it's kind of weird, right? Because the show looks great, but like Yoka also looked great, so it's like
it is just a very different style.
Yeah, I mean,
it's very pretty. Like I was shocked how pretty it is.
The permanent black verse. Are you one of those?
What, you mean like the letterbox look?
No, just like, it has permanent black bars, so it has to look good.
Oh, no, yeah, that is letterbox. Like, it's widescreen. Right?
Yeah, the cinematic,
Yeah.
like
The
kind of.
cinematic. I don't mind that. It's like it's just a wider picture.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it looks pretty good. One of the better looking shows of the whole season.
It's very well animated. Very good character
And
arc.
it's
Um,
also kind of boring.
I like
yeah,
the backgrounds a
but
lot.
I like that it's boring because so is Yoka. Yoka is also boring, and I love Yoka.
No, come on. At least you had Oreki was a great character. Chitenda was pretty fun. The
I,
friends were also pretty fun. Who do we have here?
I love these guys. I've seen
I
2 episodes. I'm in love with this. I love it.
I like the girl. I guess like
She's
they
all
make.
she's all about the tarts, the strawberry tarts.
Oh, did you saw the last episode?
I have, yeah.
No.
That scene was. That scene was really fucking surprising to me. I didn't
Oh
expect
yeah.
that.
I mean, it goes in a bit of, I don't want to spoil Panic, but like it goes in a kind of a weird direction. I was like, wait, is this what I think it is?
Oh. I just like that they spent 15 minutes figuring out how you can make 3 good cups of cocoa without getting the sink wet.
Yeah, I was like, why does the sister care this
Why?
much? Like,
Why? And I'm just thinking, why do I like this? Why? I'm loving this. This is so dumb, but it's like it's so this writer. It's like exactly these mysteries would go in an episode of Yoka.
Yeah, it was like so mundane that it's like, damn, was Yoka actually this mundane, or am I just
Yes.
No!
Yes. Yes. It
No!
was.
Come on!
It totally was. It's like, why was the door locked even though no one locked it? What? That's a. It's like, who stole the pochette?
I just
Where
find
did
it funny
they hide
that
it?
like the entire time they're trying to figure that out, the other guy is just in the other room like eating chocolate cake like a dog. Like,
Yeah, like,
I don't understand.
You
why
see
he's
him in the background just like minding his own
He's such a
business.
piece of shit!
You don't like Kengo?
Who's
I mean,
Kengo?
I like
It's
Kengo's
it's the
voice
cake
actor.
cake guy. It's the guy eating cake.
You see.
Big boy.
Yeah, he's the like friend of the MC who's like, I don't like the fact that you're like trying to be an ordinary person again.
Oh yeah, we didn't even mention the whole conceit of the show. Is that he's trying to be like normal.
Whatever the
Yeah.
fuck that means.
He-
I mean, he already feels normal. I guess he means like he's him going yapping around mysteries. I guess that's what he doesn't like. About
Which is
himself.
also straight out of Hyoka, where the first things you hear is that Oriki is like trying to follow this like a set of rules kind of. His whole thing is that he's conserving energy. And then this guy's whole thing is like this list of things you do to appear normal. Never turn down a request of a family member in case it causes a commotion or whatever. Like you always say yes when family asks you something.
I mean, come on. In Hyoka, the only reason why Oreki gets into mysteries is because he wants to fuck Shitanda's brains out.
Hey. We all want to fuck you.
Oh, true.
True. No, why did he get into it? I think he's just always in. I guess we don't really see what he does before that, but it would be hard to imagine that he's not always been like that. He doesn't just
Well, like-
suddenly become Sherlock Holmes.
Do you mean the MC of this show?
No, I mean Oriki. It's like
Oh, okay.
he doesn't just suddenly become this mastermind Moriarty.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was implied that like Chitanda kind of knew he had something going on in terms of like that level of intelligence or whatever, or problem-solving ability. So she just kind of like sussed it out of him and tried to get him to like solve mysteries because she kind of knew already.
I forget. Maybe I'm due for a rewatch.
It has been like years since I watched it, so
Does that have a good dub? It might have.
I've never heard it. I don't think so. Can't say.
I might check out the dub. Anyway, this just feels like more Hyoka. Like Hyoka, like 0.5 Hyoka light, but that's still
Kind of
great
like that.
because this motherfucker writes very good like dialogue. I think the way people talk to each other, I like it a lot.
I'm also liking that it's really random, but like there's lots of mundane mysteries. But then like the thing with the bike is like a running theme for the main girl. Like she cannot get over the fact that her bike got stolen, so she's like she keeps thinking about that. So that's kind of like the main plot line, which is kind of weird to think about. That like a bike is like the thing that's keep stitching all the episodes together.
Oh.
But you'll see more in episode 3. What I mean once you watch it.
Yeah. Yeah, I am excited to keep going with this show. Next one is one I haven't seen. It is Pseudo Harem Giji Harem.
Oh, Saori ASMR show.
Yeah, it's Saori just talking to herself.
Yeah, I mean, I just know about the show because Smurf and
Smurf
like,
loves it.
Like they love the voice actor, so
Yep.
I hear about them talking about it.
Wait, you haven't seen this C5?
Nah, I have
me
not.
neither.
Okay, I guess I'm taking it. So like, it's about the student that recruits a new student who into the drama club. She is an actress, and the way she impresses him for the first time was portraying tropey girls from rom-com manga. So, and like the dude loves it, and they have this dynamic where the girl will swap like 4 different personalities every time she talks to him, and it's really how to say it. It's to me it's frustrating because the way they interact is so close and personal. It's infuriating that they are not dating. Like these are things that I wouldn't think a couple do unless they are already well deep into dating. Because like she likes to act all. So the personalities are like tsundere, spoiled Chen, and what else? Imp. They call her Imp. I think it was a smoke girl, like a more typical Saudi character. You know that type.
Yeah.
So like she swaps between those personalities, and it's like, but like the guy sometimes just demands it. Like he will have, I will give you a treat, but I will only give it to Sundere Chen if she begs. I am like, and she will like immediately swap to that character. So it's like, yeah, this is just how a couple interacts. This is not how regular friends do. Like actually, I thought they were already dating. It wasn't until like the end of the final episode that I realized they were not dating.
Is she always acting, or does she have like a default?
No, she has a default personality, but like the usual thing is that the guy will ask her to act some in one character.
Uh-huh.
Or like so obviously they are into each other, and she will be like, "Oh, Sundari-chan wants this and this and this." So yeah, the dynamic is great. Like they are really nice together, but it's just bonkers that they are not dating yet.
Yeah. It's a fun concept, I guess. I mean, if you really love Saori, then this is the show for you. This is the show for Smurf. For that reason.
Yeah.
I like her.
It is also one of those comedies that I think would fit better as a short, probably 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Because it can. I mean, I still like it, but it can be sometimes like, yeah, I have seen enough. I'm satisfied.
Yeah, it's like
it can be a bit repetitive. Yeah.
You get the bit, and now it's just repeating it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's like Takaki-san. It's like how I felt about that animated. It's like, I get that every 10 minutes, Nishikata is gonna be feeling like an idiot.
Yeah, but like at least it's less repetitive, I guess. Like it's a rom-com where you will see them, go to X and Y place, and school events and shit.
Yeah.
But it just happens to be with this dynamic where she likes to act different personalities.
I could see myself checking it out. I mean, I do like Saori.
Yeah, it's definitely fun. I wouldn't complain much
I
about it
see
other
the
than
I see
it
the
looks like ass.
I see the drawings of the girl character, and she looks okay. And then I see pictures of the guy, and it's like, the fuck happened? It's like the screenshots I've seen of it. It looks janky as hell.
Yeah, it looks not great.
Ah, I don't. That is a no go then. I mean that is a non-starter. I would watch it because it's funny moments and it's a fun gag. But if it doesn't look good, then it's gonna be tough. I might check out an episode. Anyway, moving right
It's
along.
still nice.
Still nice. I'll probably check out episode 1. Next up we had Tower of God, but nobody wanted to talk about it actually, so it's been switched out with Otoko Noko and Mayonaka, which I think was also you, right?
Yes.
Yes. If you want to run through them real quick.
So this is an interesting show. It's about it, so a girl confesses to another girl.
Uh-oh.
You would think it is a Yuri show, but the girl that was confessed to is actually a guy cross-dressing,
Oh shit.
and the girl that confessed doesn't give a shit about it. She still loves the guy, despite not being a girl. And as they get together, we also meet the guy's best friend. Is like a cocky guy, not cocky, like just one of those mean guys that like just look too stoic and cold. But then it is revealed he is also into the guy,
Uh-oh. So it's like
and well,
a love
yeah,
square or whatever.
yeah, and so like I'm not very well versed into LGBT stuff, but like I describe it as a love triangle between a probably trans person, a bisexual girl, and a gay guy.
Damn.
And it has been actually pretty sensible. Again, I'm not well versed on how media tackles these issues, but it has been very digestible so
All right.
far. Like, so for starters, their chemistry is just really nice. The girl is a bit hyper. I can understand if people hate her, but I think she's pretty fun. The main guy, well, the crossdresser, yeah, the main, like he's not very interesting character. Like during the comedy, which is like the bulk of the show, he's not very fun. But you see his conflict of how his cross-dressing habit affects his life, and their gay friend like likes the guy, of course, and knows the secret, and is a bit protective about it. Like he doesn't want anyone to bully him for it or anything. And recently, it has also been better because, like, the mom, the mom was a crossdresser. What's her name? I need the name. Where is Tokonoko? Makoto, yeah, that's his name, the crossdresser guy. So he's of course keeping it secret from her parents, his parents.
Yeah.
And the mom, when the mom discovers like girl clothes, she has like this almost breakdown where and because she already knew that he had done it in the past, but he supposedly stopped doing it.
It's just a face, Mom.
Yeah. Yeah, but like the scene was so dark, like and like it was one of those scenes where you walk into someone in the dark room, and it's funny because it's like, oh, she just waited for him in this dark room until he came by. What if he didn't came by? She was just going to sit there in the kitchen completely in the dark.
So is it
But
like
anyway,
is it like treated like seriously in a way, or is it all like for jokes?
yeah. Like, so the mom gets completely paranoid about him being into girl stuff, and then he just lies but keeps doing it.
Huh.
Well, there is this episode where he tries to reject being a girl again, but like his friends are like, "This is not like you. You look depressed. We know you hate acting like a normal guy. Just go back to being a girl." And he does it. And so, very surprisingly, his dad, supports him.
So he's like a
And
bro. He's like,
yeah, he's like, I don't care what you do. Just keep it a secret from your mom.
do what makes you you.
Yeah,
man.
that was a really nice surprise. Like,
Yeah.
there's one of the dads is supportive of him, but just cannot handle like his marriage. I guess.
Where
think
typically
it-
you would suspect the dad is the most against that kind of
Yeah,
stuff.
I like the nuance of that it is not black and white of both parents being completely transphobic. Yeah.
Right. Well, that's nice that it's treated seriously and not just for jokes.
Yeah, there was also this. It was just one single bit, so I don't know where it would go. But like the gay guy at one point says, "I wish you were born a girl," to Makoto, and I'm like, did he said that because he just
Oh.
feels ashamed of being gay, or
Maybe, or is he attracted to
Or
the
also-
guy as the girl?
or like in the context of the scene, the Makoto was interacting with some girls, so I don't know if he said it because he was just jealous of them
Maybe.
and he wanted them to not being over her.
Needless
over
to
him.
say, it's all very complicated.
Yeah, but like it's nice.
It's a
The
whole heap of
characters are pretty
feelings.
good.
Yeah.
Like it has handled it very well so far,
Well, that's nice to hear.
and I look forward to it.
Right.
There is one thing with the visuals. It's barely animated, and like 50% of it
Okay.
is like it's chibi animation.
Right.
Like, what show comes to mind? Do you remember the Full Metal Alchemist chibi animations?
No, that's 100 years ago since I watched
Uh,
that.
what other show had that type of humor a lot?
I was thinking Way of the House Husband, where that anime was just like stills panning.
Well, yeah, it's a lot of just panning shots and the like, but like, it's just like, well, you know how some comedies will have chibi animation for like
Yeah.
some gags?
Yeah.
Well, this show does it like 50% of the time. Not jokes, like
Based.
time. like characters will have normal dialogue, and for some reason it just goes to chibi animation.
All right. Well, it's
And
it's
I-
easier to
I
do,
don't-
right?
I don't hate the how it looks when it's chibi, but it's like, why? Like this is just normal dialogue. Why did you go for the chibi animation for that? It's just way too often. Like at one point you just wonder why didn't they just animate the whole thing as chibi?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's my only complaint, I guess. It's a fun show. I recommend it.
All right. Cool. Next one is also you, right? Mayonaka.
So I guess I'm again alone.
Yeah, there was a lot of shows you listed. Was like, well, that's just it. Like I keep a tally
Alright.
of all the
Yeah,
shows
don't
listed,
worry.
and it's just like so many of them. It's just, it's
I
just
think
him.
they should. I think they should have been a rapid fire, but whatever.
You can save it
Mayanaka
for rapid fire
Punch.
if you want.
Yeah, Mayanaka Punch is like.
Oh, it is in rapid fire.
Yeah. Oh,
Right.
is it?
Yeah, it is.
Oh well, whatever.
Third line. Yeah.
Anyways, it's just a comedy of a failed YouTuber. Like this girl, college girl, had a channel with a friend, with some friends, and when they became popular, but then they had a fight where the MC literally punched a girl in the face.
Nice.
It's really funny. And so they separate, and she's like, "I will make a better YouTube channel with blackjack and hookers. Fuck you." And in an attempt to get views, she decides to do urban exploration in an abandoned hospital, which is like a terrible idea, especially if you are a lone woman.
Mm.
And there she meets a vampire.
Oh shit!
That was not there. That was not where I was expecting it to go.
Yeah, so the show is so she meets the vampire and she sees her vampire powers and has the the vampire for some reason is really fucking horny for this girl's blood.
I'm just gonna say,
Yeah,
all
it is
vampires are horny at all times.
yeah, it is the classic metaphor of I want to suck you dry. Like, oh yeah, we know what you want to do.
Vampires are canonically the horniest mythological creatures.
So yeah, the plot is that they team up and the MC, in exchange of getting to record the vampires doing vampire shit for views.
Oh, it's this one.
She will allow the vampire to suck her blood.
This has an interesting art style.
Yeah.
Looking at the poster.
It is one of the 3 PA Works shows this season. They are in overtime this time.
Average score 69%. Nice.
It looks pretty nice. I do think that the design could be better, but on animation it does look nice.
Midnight
And
Punch.
it is just a comedy about that. The MC is a bit of a shitlord.
Nice.
She's just a shithead. Like she accurately tries to abuse that the vampire wants her blood, and she just talks down to everyone and gets completely egocentric about whenever she gets praise from the YouTube comments.
This one I could see myself trying out because I did see a clip of it and it looked fun.
Yeah, it's fun.
I don't know why, but I find it really funny that it's called like YouTuber, and she's like a YouTuber, right? And then the other character is literally called Live. Like, okay, it's a bit on the nose.
Well,
Come on.
She's supposed to be a YouTuber, but she is a streamer.
You could stream
I
on
don't know
YouTube.
why. Maybe it's just a thing in Japan to use YouTube instead of Twitch.
You know what we're doing right now? Streaming on YouTube.
I mean, that just makes it more on the nose because like her name is Live and she's going live on YouTube.
And also, she's undead. She's not alive.
So many layers to this.
Damn, this is so smart.
It's fun though. The cast could be better. Not every character is a good hit, but it's still pretty enjoyable. Probably one of my top choices for the season.
Right, nice. I think next one is also you, the VTuber show. Nanda Gahaishin Kiri Wasure blah blah blah.
Wait, you also didn't watch anything sci-fi of a VTuber?
No, I've seen the last 2 shows on the main, but not this one.
Yeah, all right. So VTuber is a show about a VTuber, shocker, that she gets drunk on stream and she forgets to turn off her stream, and she gets drunk and start doing drunk girl stuff on stream.
Uh-oh.
And that's what gets her massively popular.
What is drunk girl stuff on the stream? Like sending out pipe bombs?
And not that far. So she starts horning for other VTubers, like saying that, "Oh, your tits are so fucking big!" Ah! And she the subtitles literally put gooning, which was the fucking hilarious. Like she literally says, "I'm gooning for you!" Oh!
So she becomes Ollie, the zombie VTuber.
Yeah, I was gonna go in the racist direction. I thought she was gonna start dropping slurs on stream.
Yeah, she just gamer moments.
I mean, yeah, she does get. No, well, I guess she just gets horny. I guess that's
Nice.
about it. But yeah, the whole thing is that she has now to deal with the outcome of her now being massively popular. Like, it is then revealed that apparently they hired her because they knew she would do a fuck up, which would make her popular, which is way too big brain for me to comprehend. There's also this interesting thing that I mentioned in the Discord were like, for some reason the VTubers just dress like they're VTubers all the time.
Yeah, I was kind of wondering because I was looking up screenshots for it, and it just looked like everybody was just in character at all
Yeah,
times. And it was like,
like so it was obvious they were not actually doing that. It was just an artistic choice. But I was like, would it would be funny if she just used her whole VTuber outfit just to go to the convenience store?
no, I'm not her, sir. It's
Like it would be really funny if they committed to the bit, but then it's like, oh, this ghost girl has little ghost around her, so yeah, it's definitely fake. Uh, yeah, a lot of people love it. I think it's starting to get a bit stale because it's a lot. It relies a lot on just the girl screaming, being horny and stupid shit.
Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. The
There-
reason why I didn't try this one is because, firstly, like every VTuber anime I've seen seems terrible, and number two, I'm just not into the type of humor it does. But
This is definitely funnier, but yeah, and well, I don't watch VTubers either, but if you do, I heard it does make some references and like jokes about the industry and fan bases that everyone likes. For me, it is like it's fine, it's fun, uh, but it could get stale for me. I don't know. The rest of the characters are not very exciting.
all right. Moving right along to something more of us have seen. It's Slime Season 3. Notice how the text changed? Season 2, Season 3. Because I remembered partway through making the overlay that it was not Season 2. It is Boardroom Simulator continues.
let's go.
I'm so fucking sick of this. I swear to God. Well,
I mean, for what it's worth, I do actually like the latest art more because I think the idea of them making basically a roguelike was kind of cool.
they are making their own roguelike. Part of a move to relocate a bunch of monster species, I guess. It's like, oh, let's just make a huge labyrinth, and we can charge people to come try and clear it.
Yeah, and I like how they literally have like the Dark Souls, like poison swamps and stuff.
And they make up a way of, if you die, then you don't actually die. You buy like a bracelet as life insurance, I guess. It'll be
Yeah,
funny
that was-
to see it in action. Right now, it's a lot of logistics of building it.
Yeah, because I was like, some of these traps are like extremely devious. Like, are they going to be okay? And then they talk about how, yeah, they're not actually going to die. So it made a lot more sense.
For the, like two full episodes, I was just thinking like, people are gonna die. Do you not care that people are gonna fucking die in this?
Yeah, like making them fight Veldora is like a bit much.
I was like, we're gonna make Veldora like a floor boss, the most powerful being on the entire continent. Like everybody's scared of him.
But yeah, the main reason why I kind of like this art more is probably just because the characters. Like, I like Ramaris more than like those people from the other country or whatever, like the Holy Knights and stuff. I wasn't like a huge fan of that plot point because it just kind of felt like there was like 3 or 4 meetings going for it, and then the whole thing is just based on miscommunication. So the whole of the process of the meetings kind of felt pointless at that point because it's like they're having a lot of meetings to discuss something they don't understand at all.
Yeah.
Because basically what happens is like the message Rimuru sends to them is like manipulated to be wrong, so they're just speculating on incorrect information, and you have to watch that for like 3 episodes straight.
Yep. And then you have to watch Rimuru and company sitting down for another 3 episodes contemplating, why did they get the message wrong? What could what could possibly have happened?
Yeah, and then the actual fight happens, and like Rimuru's side is like so overpowered that it really does not matter that there's like someone waiting in the wings to like say, haha, it was me the whole time. And then when that happens, they literally get jobbed so fast.
Yeah. Like, it was me the whole time. Oh, guess I'll die. Solved. We solved the mystery. And that was
Yeah,
and that was first half of this season.
I thought it was interesting when like he had to sacrifice like Beelzebub, which is like his ability to take other abilities or something.
Yeah.
But the problem is that the Siri in his head just has like a backup.
He just got it back. Like we had this
Yeah.
whole discussion recently on the server about why people like this but not Overlord. It's like, well, Overlord is it's too convenient. He just does everything. It's the blah blah blah. It's like it's the same shit. Like literally, Rimuru can't fail. Always wins, and if he's about to get his ass beat, Siri just makes up, oh, I combined these 3 things you have. Here's the ultimate weapon for this occasion. It's like he is never actually in trouble.
Yeah, if you like watch this show for the action, I don't understand why you would, because there's like 0 stakes for any of it. So like
nothing.
The main reason why I enjoy it is just like the world building and like Rimuru like making random stuff like the labyrinth or whatever. So that's like the more interesting part to me. So I actually prefer the latest arc over the first arc.
And that's also kind of what I like about Overlord is the whole like managing your weird NPC subordinates. And it's the same fucking like glazing and dick riding at all times. He says the most obvious shit in a board meeting, and everybody goes, Sasuga Rimuru. Sasuga Ainsama. It's the same show. it's
just funny to me because like Rimuru's like not even that confident in what he's saying, but they just eat it up like every
and that
time.
is again the exact same thing with Overlord. He's like, well, what if we do this? That's perfect. Awesome solution you just came up with there, Master. You're so fucking smart. And Rimuru is just like, well, I mean, that's the first thing I thought of.
Yeah, pretty much.
And then the subordinates make it way smarter than it was meant to be. Because everybody has some kind of skill to enhance it.
Now that I think about it, that is literally just Eminence and Shadow as well. So like, there's
probably
like 3
also just
that do this.
Maybe I would like that. I don't know. I like Overlord better than this because it's a skeleton instead of a androgynous blob.
Fair enough. The skeletons are cool. So
Ramirez, the fairy is awesome though. I love her.
Yeah, she's great. That's why I like this arc. Like I said, like 3 times already. But she's basically the driving force of the arc, and she's quite funny. So I appreciate her.
I like there was a shot of her drinking tea, and they've made like this little backdrop for her, so it looks like she's in a human-sized room. Like they've made this little cutout of a wall to be behind her, so it looks like she's people-sized.
That's also just found it really funny that she's like a demon lord, but she had like some Animal Crossing ass house on the outside.
She's just like she's a demon lord, but she's just like a cozy little fairy.
Yeah, like she's so worried about being homeless, while like every other demon lord is worried about like worldwide.
Oh, that's right. She's worried about being seen as a bum.
Yeah,
she's showing off that she has a job now. I'm not useless. You're a demon lord. What do you mean?
Yeah, that's kind of what makes it endearing to me. So I'm kind of glad they go for that angle.
She's great. All right. Anyway, it's very sunk cost fallacy for me at this point, keeping up with slime.
Yeah, I don't know. I completely forgot to watch like 3 episodes. I don't know if I have the strength on me to continue.
Yeah, right. I'm like, I guess we're 40-something episodes in. Gotta keep going. It hasn't gotten total shit yet. At worst, it just doesn't do anything.
If I don't drop it now, I definitely won't be starting next season anyways.
That might be it. Maybe that's the move. I don't know. I mean, it does cool things every once in a while. All right. Too many losing heroines. The show is called Make Heroine.
Yeah, it is. It kind of has a weird name, but it is like, I actually been really enjoying this one.
I've seen some talk about this. I haven't started it yet because I don't know if it's just the most obvious like waifu bait thing ever. But
no, it's probably legit my anime of the season so far.
Yeah, it's legitimately good. Like the directing is like surprisingly great. The visuals are surprisingly great. The characters
it's probably the best show in terms of both visuals and content. Probably more. Monogatari has been a bit more consistent, probably.
Yeah, I like Monogatari more, but this is like the best like surprise pick of the season because this was like the last show I decided to watch. I was like, okay, I'll add this one on. The trailer looked cute, and then I was kind of very surprised by how well animated it was and how fun the like heroines are
God.
in the show.
Damn it. Okay, I'm getting it. Fuck.
So apparently, so like this show is about it's a harem rom-com, the usual, but like the shtick is that the girls that the MC quote unquote collects are all childhood friend archetypes that get rejected by other guys.
Oh, they
And
get
he just
rejected by
picks them
other
up.
guys.
Yeah, he gets the leftovers essentially.
Oh, that's funny. I thought for
Yeah.
some reason it was just people who were losing heroines in his life.
Yeah, so the first episode, which is probably my favorite episode of the season, even including Monogatari, like the main girl gets rejected, and out of frustration, she just starts ranting to the MC. And like the MC is just chilling on a restaurant, and she just starts eating his food and using him as a venting sponge. Like she's like, oh, all men are the fucking same. What am I doing wrong? And like the dude's just like what the fuck are you wanted to say?
Yeah, it's like funny because she's like being very mature about it to like the guy who rejects her because she's trying to be understanding and help him through his situation. But as soon as he like leaves, she just goes over to the MC, makes him order like a bunch of food, and then like eats the food, and then just starts ranting. And it's like the whole concept is now that because she ordered so much food, she's like slowly paying him back by like making him like lunch every day. So that's the whole premise basically that she is now connected to him, who's like a guy who has like no involvement with like any of these people naturally, and just sticking around while she pays him back slowly but surely with like these bento boxes every day.
Yeah, it also tries to be a bit meta, where he's like, "Oh, I'm like a rom-com MC," and those gags are probably the worst of the show. I literally facepalmed the last time we tried to do it, but I just like the girl is another shitlord. I love her. She's selfish, immature, and probably would be really annoying in real life. But she's in an anime. She's cute, has funny faces. That's enough for me. Goated.
Yeah, and then there's also like a couple of other characters that you get to meet that have like similar predicaments, and they're pretty cool too. So like I'd say the cool thing about the show is that it doesn't have to like focus on the main girl to be good. Like the other characters are good too, in my opinion. So I've enjoyed it so far.
And it does look really good.
It's a solid sell. I will check it out.
And as a bonus, like, oh, sorry, I was just gonna say, usually, source readers for like light novel adaptations kind of hate anime adaptations of the light novels because of whatever reason. But I've actually heard like really good things, so that kind of just reinforces my belief that this is actually a pretty good show.
Damn. All right.
What do you think of the OP-C5?
The OP is fun, but I prefer the ED because it reminds me of like fully like ED with like the realistic.
I think it's
camera work.
OP as a season contender for me. It's really good.
Yeah, I can see why. It's definitely one of the more interesting OPs they've made this season.
The start is above the first 5 seconds.
True.
All right.
So yeah, it's just a fun show.
And I think that wraps up the main lineup. And then we have a bunch of stuff that I think only one of us has seen each. These are like... Yeah, some other stuff should have been down here too. I didn't realize VTuber was only one of us. But yeah, Otoko Noko.
Wait, are all of this me?
No,
no,
one of them
I've
is
seen,
mine.
I've seen Elusive Samurai, and I've seen Wistoria, and I guess Tower of God should be there too. But
The Tower of God got moved down here.
We can start with Tower of God if you want.
Tower of Gosh.
Alright, cool.
So it continues from season 1 with a completely new cast. So like it was very literal how season 1 was a prologue because it follows a completely new plot with new characters.
Oh,
Yeah, I mean, we have like the MC of the previous season, but like he's kind of like punished Balm now, so like he's completely
Punished
different.
Bam.
He literally is.
He's on his Edgy Kirito face.
Yeah, I mean, like Rachel did. Like, if you've seen season one, you know what Rachel did. So like, he's
Nothing
kind of on his
wrong,
punished
yeah.
Balm arc.
She did nothing wrong.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, that's mainly because I did not like Balm in season one.
I don't
thought
think
he was, like,
anyone did.
Yeah, he's like the wet paper
There
towel of the
was
MC.
literally nothing to like about him.
Yeah, he had nothing going on. So the fact that he's different now is at least interesting. I'll give him that. And we've got like a new MC to follow. I think his name is like Wang Nan, and he's fun. I think he's cool enough, but we haven't really seen him do much yet in terms of like plot relevancy. But the idea is that he needs to like pay off a loan shark, so he's like entering the tower himself to like climb it, and a bunch of other people get introduced that are doing the same thing, and so we follow him and like Balm on this new thing. And the funny thing is, like, Punish Balm is like so overpowered that he just thinks everyone else is a bum. So he's like forced to work with them in this section of the tower that we've like just reached.
Yeah, it is essentially a repeat of the plot, except that Bam is a loner and OP now, and the tests are different.
Why is he suddenly OP?
Basically, at the end of season one, one of I think it's Yuri Jahad, I think that's her name. She like trains him after what Rachel does to him. So
Yeah, he also always had like you have so much potential and shit.
yeah, he basically has an off-screen training arc from what we see at the end of season one, and they show it to us at the start of season two as well.
Okay. I mean, I guess that's a way of doing it. It's not a good way, but it's a way.
I mean, I assume we will see like more of what makes him the way he is right now, because it is quite like a massive shift, and like the characters are like slowly talking more and more to him, like the new ones. But he's like in his like Sigma male arc, so he's not trying to talk to anyone at the minute. But I assume that we'll get more info on like what he's trying to do and like what happened to him in between the seasons later.
All right.
Who takes the next?
Oh, we already did Ochoko no Ko. And then Dungeon no Naka something? Dungeon people?
That's kinda whatever. I don't know if I will change it. I will take the one that I suggested.
Okay.
That anime was it is one of those shows that starts halfway through the season, called Dead Demons Destruction.
Right.
Oh yeah, this is the Pun Pun author's work.
Yeah, have you seen it, Sivaj?
No, I was gonna read the manga because basically I heard something about the anime adaptation where like episode 0 just spoils a random part of the manga, so I got completely turned off from watching it.
Well, the adaptation story goes something like, this was meant to be a movie trilogy, and it got converted into an anime that also has extra content.
It was like if you've seen Sandland, that had like a similar thing where it was like a movie and then it had like a TV series.
Yeah, but this one is like, director's cut that has extra stuff, and it did start with episode 0, which I agree was not even as anime only. It was not very good, and most source readers agree it was a terrible idea to do it. So if you watch it, just skip episode 0.
Yeah, my main issue with that is though, it's like if they want you to watch episode 0, I have a fear that like once the episode 0 stuff becomes relevant later, they're just gonna expect you to know that. So that's my main fear.
So far, not really. I made 8 episodes in. It hasn't been relevant at all. So let me remember what the plot was about, because this show can be a bit all over the place. Okay, yeah. So the plot goes something like, an alien ship appears on Earth, all around Earth, but they don't do anything. They don't invade. They don't kill anyone. They are just vibing, from what I get. And the world governments fall in this crisis of, what the fuck are we going to do? So like they are in this permanent state of alert, from the aliens, and like from time to time, the aliens will send ships around the Earth, but again, they don't invade, but the humans still take them down. But so this whole thing of the invasion is like a backdrop. The main show so far is like this weird slice of life of some high school girls trying to live their lives on what it is essentially a kinda on its way to the apocalyptic Japan. Because the girls are just vibing again. They are. It is not like Gakko Gurashi where they are moe girls. They're actually really, how to say it. I don't want to say realistic, but like more raw, for the lack of a better word. They just feel very childlike.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't know if you have seen my screenshots where the designs are like pretty out there. Sometimes like straight up kinda ugly, but it's just the design itself. It's not that the show looks bad. It's just
Yeah,
like the
that's
characters have a unorthodox art style.
yeah, that's like pretty common for Inyo Asano stuff. I feel like he has some like out there designs. Like I'm reading his latest work, Mujina Into the Deep, and it's kind of got some out there designs that look a bit weird, but like it's just kind of how he does stuff.
So yeah, there's this dichotomy of the teen characters that just are living their lives and adult characters that are in like constant state of depression and angst because of the alien invasion. Like the MC, for example, like again, she's like a kind of chuny girl, but her mom is like a protester that wants to leave Tokyo because she is so terrified of the aliens. Like one of the recent episodes, she was like, "Oh, I'm getting out. I'm going to make a protest on the military base. You are on your own."
It just leaves her
So
daughter.
yeah, like I mean, they have a bad relationship, but like it's kind of because of that, because her mom is so terrified of everything, and her daughter doesn't give a shit.
I see.
So yeah, that kind of tears their relationship. Uh, yeah, it is just like a slice of life show that from time to time reminds you that everyone is terrified of dying at any time. Like sometimes you have these meetings of military dudes planning their next strike on the alien mothership, and it's followed by a scene of the girls just talking about how they talk to the guy they like or something. It is a very interesting show.
Sounds very
I
interesting.
definitely like it. The humor is pretty fun and kind of unique. Like I said, the girls are not moe cutesy. They are just girls vibing, living life.
Nice.
There was a bit of a weird episode where like they discover an alien and they get their hands on an alien weapon, but it kind of gets wave off. It's kind of it has its shticks, you know,
Okay.
but still pretty good.
Yeah.
I will say a warning that half of the subtitles available are dub titles, meaning they are subtitles from the English dub, not actual translations.
Okay.
That's weird.
We miss a lot of signs as well. Like there are scenes that are legit, like WhatsApp conversations, but they are not translated at all. So that's kind of annoying. Also, shout out to the literal keyboard warrior character of this show. It's like in the past he was some hot guy, but now after the invasion he became a full Twitter conspiracy theorist, bro. And like he got all fat and tries to act like a sage in front of the girls.
Nice.
He's like, you know, he's just a fucking loser, but his acting just gives this muggest vibe of all time.
Literally me.
Yeah, like for example, there was this episode where some stuff happened with the aliens, and he was like, "Oh, it's time to fight off the just social justice warriors in the internet. I'm on the trenches fighting my war." So yeah, I recommend the show definitely. It's heading to interesting places.
All right, cool.
Want to take someone else something?
What is next?
Yeah, what's next? Are we doing Elusive Samurai or are we doing the Mahou Shoujo show?
What about what is Na Nare Hana Nare?
Oh, that's the cheerleading show.
Oh,
Okay.
that's a separate show. Okay.
Yeah. I'm guessing alone again.
Donjin no Naka.
This is another PA Work show. Uh, if you're familiar with PA Works, my take is that they have the ability to make the most visually impressive shows while being the most boring shit I have ever seen.
That sounds right.
I haven't seen a single show I like from them since Shirobako almost 10 years ago. Uh, and so far, this show is probably the same. It looks very good, but and like it has some good humor, but because this is PA Works, I know that it's going to have some dumb drama down the line, and became a chore to watch.
All right.
The first episode was fun. The last episode that aired was also fun, but I don't have a lot of confidence on it.
Gotcha.
So yeah, oh, and it's about cheerleading, I guess.
It's about cheerleading.
I will give a special shout out to. There's this segment in the first episode where a girl does parkour, like the most insane parkour. Like she literally makes jumps off the houses to
Oh,
the
yeah, I've
ground.
seen clips of that.
Yeah, it's so fucking surreal. It was really fun, TBH. Like some people said, "Oh, that's not how parkour works," but yeah, it was a fun bit.
All right. What is next? Is there a C5 show in here?
I watched Wistoria and Elusive Samurai.
All right. Go ahead and grab
Me
Elusive
too.
Samurai.
Okay, so Elusive Samurai is this Shonen Jump series that's been adapted this season about a samurai like kid who is like his whole thing is basically being really good at running away and dodging people, so hence the Elusive Samurai title. And the idea is that he kind of has like a normalish life where he's not that impressive outside of his ability to run and like hide and be a nuisance really. And then insane stuff just kind of goes down where like his entire like village and family get attacked. And so what happens is like this random kind of sketchy dude like takes him under the wing and essentially is trying to train him to become like the lord that can take back his I guess his village or his area or whatever. Basically, they're kind of on the run after what happens in the first episode, and he kind of has like these subordinates who are like a few other kids who are like well trained, and this sketchy dude who's like keeping him under wraps is basically training him to become the best he can be as someone who can like I guess be a lord overall and like grow up to be like a strong leader. I don't actually know where the story is completely going, but the idea just seems to be that they have a lot of like people going after him because he's like clearly an important like person in the world, and they want to like basically kill him or take him under as a hostage or something like that. But the idea is they're trying to avoid them, and like they have these like really comically evil family villains from I guess his like family or like retainers from his like lineage that come after him like every episode. And the whole thing is he uses his ability to be elusive to like take care of them in different ways in like a fight or some sort of like event. So like the latest episode, for example, is like a horseback ride event where like he has to like dodge arrows from the guy that's coming after him. It's like kind of all over the place in tone because like the first episode when the village gets raided is genuinely meant to be dark and like the whole thing is on fire and stuff. But then when like you see the villains in later episodes, they're quite like comically evil in a way. So I'm not really sure what the show's trying to go for, but it's like decently fun so far. But the main like draw for it is definitely the visuals. Like the visuals are like insane. So
So bonk. Okay, when I said Heroing was the best looking show that I was still watching, the first episode had some of the best art I had seen of the year.
Yeah, it's like really, really well produced.
Like legit better than things that Frieren or Dungeon Meshi had. It was insane.
Oh damn.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny because I have not heard the greatest things about the source material, but I did give it a go because it was like a Shonen Jump property, and like the trailers looked really good. So I've been watching it, and it's like decent so far. Like it's got like a decentish cast, but like I wouldn't say the content is as good as the visuals. It's like another one of those seasonals for me, but I'll keep up with it because the production has not dropped, and it's becoming slowly more interesting as they develop like the goals of the group of like retainers under the MC like Lord. So I like it enough so far, but I can see why it would get kind of annoying because characters and like humor is like very loud and screamy. So if you don't like that kind of thing, it might get irritating fast.
All right.
Yeah, I'd also drop it because of the tonal shift and attempts at humor, but also because it was just kind of bland.
Yeah, I mean, I'd say give like episode 1 a go, and if you like the characters, then it'll be fun. But if you don't like the characters, then you're probably just gonna stick around for the visuals, if anything. So it's like a decent pilot, but yeah, there are some issues with like the tonal shift and the humor is the main thing for me because like, I can't really tell whether the show is trying to be funny or like trying to be very serious with like the politics and the like things going on behind the scenes.
Oh, that's always frustrating when you can't like when the tone is inconsistent.
Yeah, definitely.
I could do one. I have one in the rapid fire one. Isekai Shikaku. And I guess this is like a real life author who people know from Bungo Stray Dogs. Right? Is that right?
Oh, is it like?
It's like it's like a writer who's like he killed himself, so
Osamu Dezai.
yeah,
Dezai,
sounds about right. I've seen one episode of this. I will not be watching more. It is slop. It is not great.
Yeah, this is the one where it's like really like what's the word, like inconsiderate and kind of like tonally tasteless because the author like literally like killed himself because of his life, and they literally make him get isekai'd, and I just find that kind of
it starts up with him and his lover like committing suicide together, and it's interrupted by a truck.
Yeah, it just feels like so dystopian to me, where it's like this guy had a tragic life, and we're just going to turn his thing into an isekai where he gets truck gunned. Like, come on.
And like the entire conceit of the show is that he can't die. It's like called something like banned from death in another world or whatever. Anytime he tries to die, it fails in some way that makes him succeed at other things. So like in episode 1, he's constantly munching on painkillers because he's trying to overdose, so that's fun. He's like eating them like snacks, like a pest dispenser. So he finds this big poison plant that is assaulting a cat girl because it's isekai. So you gotta have some fan service, right? And he gets grabbed by the plant, and he's immediately like, "Oh, awesome! It's gonna strangle me, and I'm gonna die." And then he does die. But then his lifestyle is so bad, and he smokes, and he's so unhealthy that the plant absorbs all the badness in him, and it kills the plant, and then he doesn't die anyway.
What?
Yeah. So even though he's been, because it's got all the isekai fixings, right? So he's summoned to a temple, and a goddess judges him like, here's your stats. Everybody who you summon always have incredible stats. Well, whoa, you're fucking useless. You have nothing. And then he defeats this plant, and she doesn't believe it. And by the way, she's like a big titty blonde elf. So, and who is like immediately in love with him. But he remembers his old love, whose name I am forgetting. So he's on the search for the chick who was committing suicide alongside him, like hoping that she was also isekai somewhere. And then, so he's in search of a perfect way to die, a good place to die. and he's just always looking to get killed. And he's got a hot goth cat girl and a big titty elf with him.
Are you cut off?
Did I cut off?
No, cut up.
Oh, no, I am not.
Oh. I saw the first episode.
Yep.
The blonde girl, kind of carried for me a bit. The second episode just felt like any other fantasy show ever made, and I didn't continue from there.
It's like where it leaves off in episode 1, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be the most generic shit I've ever seen.
So yeah, I like how it's both generic and completely tasteless in concept.
Yes.
Good job.
It's awesome. He's just like munching down painkillers at all times, hoping he'll overdose and die. So that's great.
Very classy. Thank you.
Very classy. Cool. Very cool. Thank you. He's also not very engaging as an MC because he's just like depressed and soft-spoken and fucking gloomy.
I really don't understand who's like asked for this.
No,
it just sounds terrible.
Who's this
for?
Way. I guess for people who know the writer or like who watched Bungo Straight Dogs and is like, more of him, great.
Yeah, I mean, I know the writer because I've read No Longer Human, and this just feels offensive, if anything. So, like,
it kind of feels incredibly disrespectful towards the real person.
Yeah, that's my problem with it.
We're gonna make an isekai about 9/11 and how it's funny. Just some really tragic thing. Oh, here's 12 episodes about why it's hilarious, actually.
Yeah, this is just not it.
But with big tits and elves. Anyway, it's bad. Don't watch it. What's left? Wistoria?
Yeah, I can do Wistoria. So basically, it's like one of those kind of like Black Clover like series where the MC isn't. The MC is like in a magical world, and the power system that most of the people use, he cannot use. Great. But his thing is that he's very strong. Oh. So he's basically like, you know how
it's Mashal
doesn't have.
It's literally Sirius Marshall. That's literally it.
Yeah, it's like Mashal, I guess. Basically, like if Deku was in a magic world, but he had one for all, but everyone else was using like actual magic.
Nice.
So,
okay, yeah.
Yeah, it's basically Mashal, but without the comedic tone. So if you didn't like the comedic tone of Mashal, but
I hated the comedic tone of Mashal, so maybe the story is great. I did not think it was funny once ever at all.
Yeah, I mean, if you like the concept of like someone who's like really strong in a magic world, but didn't like the fact that Mashal was comedy, then you might like this.
You know what? That's not true. I liked that he threw the broomstick and jumped on it so fast that everybody just thought he could ride a broomstick. That was funny. Some of it is actually funny, but then it does the fucking cream puff thing, and it's too much. I hate it.
Yeah, I mean, the thing about the show is, like, once again, like, Shoshamin and what's called Too Many Losing Heroines, and, like, it's one of those, and Elusive Samurai, it's just another show that is, like, really well produced for literally no reason. Like, it has some of the best fight scenes I have seen in, like, the past few years for no reason. So, if you want, like, just pure action from like from a choreography standpoint, it's like really good.
That's hilarious because that got me to thinking of last season. It had that stupid Shota show, Seventh Reborn as the Seventh Prince.
No, not Seventh Prince.
That was also a show that, for no good reason, had like the most polished magical combat you've ever seen. It looked so good. But it was just this fucking weird wide set hips Shota magic show. Also.
Yeah, I mean, like, also random thing about Seventh Prince, but in Elusive Samurai, like the MC does like this weird like Shota bait expression whenever he's excited. And it just gave me like PTSD flashbacks to Seventh Prince. Like, luckily, it's not a big thing in the show, but for some reason, he just does it like whenever he's excited. Because like his whole thing is, he's kind of like a masochist, where like when things are getting dangerous, he's like having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But the way they do it is like incredibly sus to me. The expression he has.
Seventh Prince also had, speaking of that thing earlier, where for some reason it would just do like chibi animation all the time. Seventh Prince did that a lot, actually.
Wow, I can't believe every anime ripped off Seventh Prince.
I mean, it was an incredible show. I'm so excited for season 2.
Yeah, but a little bit more about Wisteria. It basically has like all the tropes you can think of. Like you've got the cool, like powerful, like set of magicians at the top of the world. You've got like a dungeon area that people can climb and go to like more dangerous areas. You've got that like really mysterious like head teacher who seems to be like benevolent but also kind of malicious. You've got like that main teacher who believes in the MC even though he can't do magic at all. And then you've also got like that cynical teacher who thinks the MC is like the worst thing ever because he can't use magic and is like a barbarian for using like
God
physical
damn it!
strength instead.
Am I gonna
And
have
you've
to?
also got you've also got the like girl who's like really nice but is not ever going to win because there's like some really mysterious girl that the MC is in love with and is trying to work towards being with her again.
Am I
So
gonna have
yeah,
to
it's like
check out this stupid show? I don't. This
It's
this sounds
I don't
like
know.
complete slop, but in a good way.
And
it's got really good
no,
animation
it
at
was
least.
it was just too bland to me. I don't know. It's like Sifai says, it feels so generic. I had no desire at all to
I I
watch
I
more.
enjoy a bit of
This,
that though. I mean that.
despite the fact that it did look fantastic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
the
don't.
fights were so damn
I
good.
don't mind a bit of generic magical fantasy, whatever.
I don't know if you remember Reign of the Seven Spellblades, like a few seasons ago.
No.
Like this made me think of that like completely instantly because that had like really good animation randomly at times. But this show is a lot less. It's a lot less like Harry Potter, but also more like Black Clover. So like that might be a good thing or a bad thing depending on who you are.
Yeah. Well, Black Clover has fucking dog water character designs. That's my
That's
main.
it.
That's my main issue with Black Clover is that Asta looks like a fucking idiot. I hate him.
I mean, the main character in this is kind of like the nerd, like really strong Peter Parker type stereotype. So it depends whether you like that kind of thing
Nice.
or not.
Nice. I like Spider Man. So this is basically Spider Man if it's anime.
Kinda. I mean, he literally is like the nerd that gets picked on, like the bullies, and like everyone like kind of thinks he's kind of a massive coward, but in reality, he's actually like super strong and saves people when they need it most.
Right.
So
I
yeah,
mean, we have Isekai Suicide Squad. Can we get Isekai Marvel Cinematic Isekai MCU?
please no, please
Yes,
don't summon
please.
that.
I mean, basically that's what all Marvel and DC is anyway. It's the superheroes go to other dimensions and shit. I don't know why this is different.
Bro, if I had to see like Spider-Man fighting the Demon Lord, I would just be like, "What has the world come to?"
But isn't that what he does all the time anyway?
I mean, I guess
Isn't Doctor Doom like the ultimate demon lord?
Spider-Man fight Doctor Doom. Is that what happens?
Probably. I mean, it all meshes together at a certain point. It's like,
Yeah,
sure,
probably.
Doctor Doom is only Fantastic Four, but he's still in New York. That's what Spider-Man and the Avengers is.
Yeah, I mean, check out episode 1 of Wisteria because I think it has like the amazing animation, and if the plot and characters aren't too generic for your liking, you'll probably enjoy it.
It looks like something I might like. Also, it looks kind of old in the character designs. Like they have those vertical striped uniforms that makes me think of High School DxD.
Yeah, it's got a very mid 2000s look,
Yeah.
which is kind of weird because the animation does not feel that way, but like the key visuals and stuff looked very mid 2000s.
All right. Are there any rapid fire shows left to speak of that anybody wants to talk about?
Wait a sec.
Anything we missed?
There's that Maho Shoujo show. I don't know whose that is, but
I watch it, but it's not. It's a short of this. So you know the setting of evil goons and Amaho Shoujo. Essentially, it's just the evil lieutenant falls in love with a magical girl, and he remains like hyper stoic and cold, and you have the fun dichotomy of him thinking that the girl is the cutest thing of all time. It's it's 10 minutes, so it works with what it is.
All right.
It has strangely sauce jokes from time to time, but otherwise it's a nice time.
I do miss more
Because
shorts.
It,
Like
it, it also looks very good. It's for some reason.
every once in a while, I'm reminded of stuff like Skull-faced bookseller Honda-san. I'm like, That was great.
Yeah,
Why-
they are so rare nowadays.
Can we just get some more like comfy 10-minute short format anime? It's like, why is everything gotta be first episode is 2 hours long and everything else is 20? It's like, can we just, especially stuff like Takagi-san, where it's like
like a lot of comedies could serve
a lot
much
of
more
comedies
10 minutes.
adapt like 2 or 3 chapters per episode, and you can clearly tell where it shifts from one chapter to the next. Those could have just been one short episode. Make 50 episodes, who cares?
Yeah, we clearly need more like 10-minute episodes that have skeletons in
Like
them.
thank you that made like 8 seasons of 1 minute episodes.
Oh, that Chinese one. Get my brother away from me. Ani ni something.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but I
That
also
one
don't
that one
remember.
is fantastic, but every episode is like a minute long. Those could be 5. And just
Is anyone caught up to Spice and Wolf?
no, I dropped it.
Yeah, I'm reading the novel.
See.
Well, I'm at
Oh,
the start,
who
but
cares?
I did not enjoy it at all.
Hero Academia is also still going.
I have not watched past season 4 because I heard season 5 was terrible.
It was, but I will. It's tough for me. I feel the last 2 seasons have been better, but it's because they just kind of stopped caring about the characters. Like, oh, good, we don't have to deal with Horikoshi's character writing. Good, to keep it up.
I thought you were going to say they stopped caring about the school stuff because I feel like
Well,
I've heard
that
that's
too.
gone.
It is just fight galore now, but it
The
is very
manga
entertaining.
the manga just ended. How do you feel about that?
I just learned that.
The only thing I
I
care
have, I,
about
have
is
been, I have been hearing it has been ending for like months. I didn't hear it
Oh,
actually.
final chapter comes out this weekend.
yeah. I've just like my Twitter timeline has been on fire from My Hero fans and like
But-
one YouTuber I follow that keeps on replying to them, and I'm like, what is going on?
But also it ended the same week as like Nagatoro and My Senpai is Annoying and the adult Takagi-san spin-off. Like I had 4 manga just end this week.
Oh,
Um,
tragic.
That truly is like my reading list is like being cut down. I need the
This is
weekly.
not at all relevant to this, but did you pick up Ranger Reject?
I did. I'm not caught up to it though.
Did you like it?
Is it
I
still
do
good?
like it. I do like it. I would prefer to see it animated though, but that's. Are we ever gonna get a season 2? Who knows?
It got announced season 2
Oh, did they?
for
It did.
Ranger Reject, yeah.
Yeah,
It's
but then I'd have to
2025.
wait for it, so I'm just gonna read it. I think
Yeah, fair enough.
the art is also good. It's the quintuplets guy. He's a great artist.
Yeah, it is.
I wanted to include 2 more real quick, on the topic of shows that are kind of mediocre but with good production.
Yeah.
What was it? Days with My Stepsister.
Oh, I've heard this mentioned. I think that's the 4th like incesty show of the season.
Yeah.
There's a lot
But
of
it
incest
is
scenes.
it is the show that is the most forward about it, yet the most boring so
Right.
far. It has this directing that tries to be cinematic, and like it kinda is. The directing is kinda good, but the content just is not it. Like okay, like Shoshimin like just has kind of boring characters, but like it's fine. But like it's fine overall. The content. This one is just like trying to be a bit too hard about the problems of these teenagers have. Like I feel that the word pretentious would be a fitting one. But like they talk
pretentious
about
show
the issues,
about-
but it is taken so seriously,
All right.
and I just don't care at all. Like the girl like has hints of real self-esteem issues, and like there's this moment where she tries to climb to the MC's bed to fuck him, and he's like, "Oh, you don't need to treat yourself like this and shit like that," and like, it's just so weird. I don't know. I will probably drop it.
Interesting.
And on on a similar vein is Love is Indivisible by Twins. It's a show
What?
of a love triangle of two twins and
Oh,
a guy.
nice.
The first episode it goes at I don't know if it's fast paced, but like it speedruns their relationship. Like apparently by the start of the show, he has already dated both of them, and there is this weird state of affairs where like both of them don't want to hurt either of the sister, but they want to be with him, of course. So it's that struggle of how they can find happiness, and like it is also like it is not as well produced, but it has this really uh, quiet and slow tone to it. Very like it is not trashy at all. It is an interesting show, I guess. Definitely better than Stepsister at least. I may be able to finish it, but it's not like the big deal. But I would just say like it's interesting to see what it is trying to do, even if I don't have confidence that it will be a good thing in the end.
It sounds fascinating.
Yeah, both of them fall on that, even if they are not the best thing I have seen. But yeah,
Yeah.
that's kinda it.
So, with that, rounding us off, overall, what do we think about this season?
Better than I expected.
Really?
When I saw it, the show, it was like Monogatari, Russian and Deer for the memes, and that's kinda it. I had zero
Yeah.
expectations for everything else.
Yeah, I mean,
So
I picked
I
up
was
Oshi and Monogatari and Tarot God as like sequels, and then after that, I had literally no idea what to pick up. So I picked up Shoshimin because it's the Yoka author, and then I thought I'd give Too Many Losing Heroines a chance, and that was like the best decision because that's like arguably the
yeah,
best. show.
Heroines is the best surprise so far.
I'm excited to try it out. But yeah,
Yeah.
looking at the seasonal roster, I was like, what the fuck is even airing? And it's like all the stuff is hidden. It's like, yeah, okay, I knew there was gonna be Monogatari, and I knew about Shika Noko 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 Noko, because they marketed it very well. But then, other than that, it's like all this little shit, like the weight loss elf show.
Yeah, the seasonal chart is not
Adam.
very nice.
Yeah, but VTuber, everything is like, it felt very thin this season. But now I'm like picking up 3 new things. I don't know if I'll continue them, but I'm picking them up, and I might drop Suicide Squad. I was only watching it out of curiosity.
But yeah, it's like a better season than I expected, but my feelings for the season were like really low because like summer season I just didn't expect much, and there's a couple of good new stuff, so I'm happy.
Is that like a common theme that summer is kind of?
So
It feels like
I
it is,
feel it is.
It's kind of like a slow season every year. And last year had a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, I feel it is summer usually is the.
I feel like it's a thing we say, and then we always end up watching a lot more than we thought we would.
Same.
Yeah, but it's more so like the quality of the show where I expect like not as much for summer, but like there's usually a few sequels and like 1 or 2 new good shows.
Last summer had the Reincarnated as a Vending Machine show.
Yeah, I think me and Block were on the summer 2023.
Yeah,
one.
that was not a great show. Definitely not.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff, but like it was a lot of quantity over quality. I remember.
Yeah. Maybe you can come back next year. You're the summer guests.
Oh please no! The summer always sucks.
you just
Apparently so.
keep coming back for summer. Yeah. Anyway, that was a sub 3 hour impression show. I'm very happy with that.
Fuck.
Thank you, both of you, for joining me.
No problem.
Same. Thanks for having us.
And thank you to anyone who listened all this way. Thank you so much for listening and for tuning in. And we'll be back again in like 3 months with another one of these. I know Moz is working on an episode he recorded with Bex. I forget if anything else is in the editing bay. There might be one more that I'm forgetting. Oh yeah, there's stuff coming, so stay tuned. And we will catch you later.